Pokemon Go has been introducing some quality of life updates that are pretty cool, and some of them maybe not so cool. But in this video, we're going to talk about some of the things that I think Pokemon Go could continue to add into their game to make it better and focus on that might be better served than adding some of these quality of life updates that may not be the most effective thing in the game. So let's get into those details. Welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. There is always improvements that we can make in Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Go is doing that. It seems like Scopely is focusing on number 1, making money. Number 2, making the game better so that they can make more money. And number 3, hopefully improving our quality of life at the same time as one of their main objectives. Remember, they've introduced some of the updates. Number 1 update, if you haven't noticed, when you're battling in raid battles, in PvP, you can see at the bottom of the screen if a move is going to be super effective or not effective underneath the attack bubble. So that's pretty cool to be able to help us out. Guys, I have a unique opportunity to introduce you to probably one of the hottest toys that's gonna be in this Christmas tree season. In my opinion, it is gonna be the Zipstring Arachnia. Check this thing out. So this toy goes right on your wrist. It is going to be similar to like a Spider-Man toy, and it's gonna have string in it so that when you shoot it out, you're able to do this. And then you let it go, and then it's going to go right back into your wrist just like that. On one side, you're gonna have a power button with a USB-C charger. And then we have another button on this side that I am gonna show you guys in a second that I think everybody is gonna be a huge fan of. But man, this toy is super cool. I think your kids are gonna absolutely love running around the house, learning new tricks that they have a bunch on their website to be able to check out. And now, you could be real life Spider-Man. So here is the Zipstring Arachnia. This is gonna be what you get when you're here. We're getting 5 different color strings. Check this out, which we're gonna cover this here in a second. And in order to change out the string, it's pretty easy. They thought about everything. So they have a little hook right there. So you're gonna hook that, and then you're gonna push it all the way through, straight in until you get it in right there. I'm gonna push it, and then I am going to have it all right here. And guess what? On that right-hand side, we had a button that is going to make the string glow in the dark. And if it does get tangled, is all you do is pull it right through. You can be a little aggressive with it, and then boom, you are right back into glow in the dark. So if you guys do want the Zipstring Arachnia, make sure to check out the Kickstarter in the link below. There's also going to be the berry update, which I am not a fan of. I don't really want to see my entire berry tray every single time that I'm trying to skip animation quick catch, because that makes that bubble box a bit bigger. And then by catching with that, it means I have to kind of put my thumb a little bit higher on that screen. I don't know if this was purposely done to make the skip animation trick a little bit more challenging, but remember guys, you can also use the ball tray to be able to use that too, and the ball tray will be a little bit lower. So when we are doing this here, if I click on this Psyduck, normally for me, I just put my thumb on the corner of the screen, I pull up, and then I'll throw, right? And then when I throw, I let go, and that is the new berry tray. It's kind of big. You can delete a bunch of berries and make it smaller, but every time you spin a Pokestop, which we're doing often, you're gonna add those berries right back in. Or the Pokeball tray is smaller. So what you could do is just put your other thumb on the screen, and then I could throw, but this is gonna make me throw left-handed, or if I am throwing with my right hand, I can put my left hand, I can drag that ball tray over, I can go ahead and push it like that, and then I can pop up and click out and go. That's another way to be able to do it. However, the only problem here is that it is a little bit of a competing space unless you pull that all the way over, and then that is gonna be how you throw your balls. So remember, excellent throws are gonna be your biggest friend during this season and for the foreseeable future, the best way to earn XP in Pokemon Go, because by catching this, we're gonna get a grand total of 2,170 XP. That first ball throw is gonna add that extra 50 XP in there, so if you do miss it or whatever happens, that will just get taken off on a lucky egg. You're missing 100 XP, not the biggest deal, but over a lot, it does add up. So try your best to hit those on the first throw. So if I do it normally, I think the easiest way for me throwing right hand, left-handed throws will have an advantage because you'll just do the ball tray and it'll be easier. I usually go like this, I go ahead and throw that throw, and then I have to click a little bit higher than I like to. Not the biggest deal, but it is something to consider and to get used to. The other update during that is they put the location card all the way up right underneath the stats of the Pokemon. And while this is cool, I don't think it's really the best place for it because I'm much more interested in my Stardust, my candy, the power-up tasks. Do I want that to get pushed down on the screen? Not really. If I want to see this, I can just scroll down to the bottom of the Pokemon card. And I don't really care that often. Yes, it is cool to see, but it is a bit unnecessary, and I have heard some streamers talk about, I don't really want to be streaming live and constantly showing my location, as opposed to when you IV check, you have to look for it on the bottom of the screen, as opposed to when you are doing it this way, and if you get out, it's always gonna be right there in the middle of the screen, which does cause a little bit of safety issues, and I can relate to that. There's also an update. If you go into the Pokeball, you go up into the top right into settings, and I believe it's under general. There it is, show suggested search terms. So you see search terms filtered options. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on. Then I'm gonna go in here. If I click right here, let's go ahead and search for shiny. And then if I come back in here and I click up here, I don't really see anything. Maybe it has to learn about me a little bit more, but there is, as LeakDuck points out, poison, power up, things like that that will be added in there. It's kind of like an AI suggestion for what maybe you search frequently. So as of right now, those are some of the quality of life updates, which some are cool, some are not. Some things I've never even heard a trainer ask for. It's like, why don't we have a better berry tray? I've never really heard anybody ask for that. I'm always advocating that we can have a quick berry tray, where it's just like you take a berry that you use often or you're using right now, and then you put it basically as a smaller button on the screen above where the berries are, that if I just touch it, it will auto throw that berry right to that Pokemon. Do I want to click into the berry tray every single time and select that berry over and over and over and over again? I don't want to keep doing that. I just don't want to do that. There is an option for us to save the last Pokeball used. Why can there not be a little berry button above the berry tray that I touch and it just auto throws it right to that Pokemon? That is a quality of life update that I think Pokemon Go should be more focused on. Because not only is Pokemon Go been out for almost 10 years now, sometimes the game still plays like it is just released. There's a lot of clicking and trying to get through. Look at the gifting section. That is one of the biggest updates that I would like to see in Pokemon Go, because these are going to be my top recommendations, is to update this system. At least let it go faster. Like, my goodness gracious, dude, there is just no way that we are still clicking through all of these gifts every single time. But yet here we are, because it's a great system, because you can get lucky friends, you're leveling up friendships, you're getting best friends, and eventually there's gonna be the new Friendship Plus that's going to come out, and I hope that when that drops, they're making the friendship interactions easier. And so here are some of my top things that I would really like to see in the game. Number one is an advanced player mode. I get there's tons of people playing Pokemon Go that may not ever want to grind out like I grind out, to get over 1 billion XP, to catch over 700,000 Pokemon, to have over 170 million Stardust. I totally get it. I am an exception to people that play the game. However, there are people that play the game like this, so it would be great to see an advanced player mode where we would be able to skip some of these animations, or at least allow the game for these animations to be played in 2 times speed. The next is being able to activate multiple premium items without having to go through and click one and then keep clicking on that item. There is a semi-patched update for this, which, not my favorite, but what you do is you activate an item. Then when that item is on the side, you just click that item on the side of your screen with the timer, and that will pop one of those up on the screen, and then you can re-tap that item. So yes, it is a little bit more efficient, but why can't I just go into the screen, throw on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lucky eggs, push it, and then my calm day is done. I'm good to go for 3 hours. In my number 3, I said, why can we not track local Pokemon? Well, they actually did listen to this. So I'll show you guys how to do this if you didn't know. So if we go into our Pokedex, I'm gonna go ahead and search, which I do like this new Pokedex. I'm gonna go into Azelf, and I'm gonna show you guys that there is an alert on the screen that says track this Pokemon. So wherever I'm at, I have Azelf track because I'm in North America. Let's say if I go to Japan, which I did do, I can come in here and search Yuxi, and then I can change the alert right here if I click this, so it's gonna say swap alerts. What this means is that if this Pokemon is in the viewable area of my gameplay, so I'm not gonna do that. Here, I can see only a certain amount of distance right here. So if there is an Azelf here, it will say, boom, there is this Pokemon. It will also push a notification in Pokemon Go telling you that the tracked Pokemon is in your vicinity, meaning you can go and find that Pokemon around this area. So that is a cool update, and it did get handled. So I just wanna give a big shout out to Pokemon Go for listening to my videos and integrating some of my tips that I am suggesting. Number 4, the ability to store items in your bag. I don't want to have to scroll through my bag every single time I want to use an incense. Why can I not have 3 items in my item storage that I can just star and they can sit at my top of my bag so I can use these items more frequently. Number 5, mass gift sending is one of the biggest things in Pokemon Go that needs to happen. To be able to select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trainers. And then if you want it to be still semi-customizable, you could pull up all your gifts and you could put, hey, this gift goes to this trainer, gift, 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 send, boom, all done. Like, it doesn't have to be as body as just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, send, because I know Pokemon Go really likes for you to look at those gifts and see the POIs and add stickers, but some of us just don't really care. It's not that we're taking away that system, we're just adding an additional feature, and that could even be a part of the advanced player mode. Number 6, mass trading. One of the biggest things in this game that is a slow, a tedious process. Why can we not just mass trade Pokemon? Here's another way you could do that. 10 Pokemon. I am gonna put out 10 Pokemon that I wanna trade. Then you have that Pokemon, their IV stats, Pokemon, IV stats, Pokemon, IV stats, all 10 of them. Then the other person can put their 10 Pokemon matching those 10 Pokemon, and they can put their IV stats. Agree, and then boom, 10 Pokemon are traded at a time, which would speed up the trading process and still allow for transparency so nobody's getting ripped off here. Number 7, the raid lobbies. So, they did give us the ready up button, which I had suggested many times, so shout out to Pokemon Go once again for listening to some tips. However, the problem with this system is most people don't even ready up. So I would love for there to be 2 types of lobbies that you could create. Not just private and regular, but you could have maybe a setting in advance in your game, or maybe when you're going in, it says one time, are you selecting general lobbies or do you want the auto ready up lobby? Which means every single time that I invite somebody to a raid, they are auto readied up coming into my raid, so I only have to worry about the in-person raiders, which will allow me to have a faster raiding experience. It would be great to have raid banner notifications that will pop up in the game regardless of what you're doing. Oftentimes, I'll be clearing out my inventory, I'll come back to the screen, I'll see a flash of orange, meaning I missed a raid. I don't want to miss raids. You could even toggle that setting on and off in your game if you don't really care about it. It would be great if we had a toggle switch on the homepage to be able to update your Go++, whether that be turning on and off auto spins, or that there's just a button there that will take you right to the settings so you don't have to go through and scroll through the menu every time. Number 10, offline management mode would be amazing, because remember guys, I did get banned from being on an airplane, connecting to GPS, and then my Pokemon character got slingshot somewhere for whatever reason, and I was banned temporarily for that. Fortunately, it was fixed, but it would be great to have an offline management mode so that, let's say I was on a plane, I could offline manage my game, and then when I got back onto internet, I could connect it and then it would sync it so I could be productive even when I don't have internet. Number 11, a minimal messaging system. Still would be great into the game, even though they have updated, which I do commend them for doing this, that you're not just pushed XP anymore, that you are asked if you want to use a lucky egg. However, there's 2 parts to this. Number 1, minimal messaging system that you could just say, do you want to raid, this, that, or even a status update of your character, number 1. Number 2, for the friendship XP, it would be great if you were able to have, instead of just the whole page popping up, it was like a list of the XP that's going to be coming through, right? Because oftentimes there could be 1, 2, 3, or 4 friendship bonuses, and maybe the first one is a great friend, and I'm like, I don't really care about great friends. I don't put out a lucky egg. The second one, great friend, don't care about that. The third one, ultra friend or a best friend, and I'm like, dang, if I would have known that there was multiple behind this, I would have put on a lucky egg for the first 2, so that's something that definitely could be updated. Number 13, change the weekly adventure bonus, whatever you walk throughout the week, to be at 10 a.m. on Monday. Often events start at 10 a.m. Why not just make this 10 a.m. so that when events starts, if you put on a lucky egg and if there's an event that is worth it, or a star piece, or whatever that situation is, you can use it during that time. And also not just waste it at 9 a.m. 14, worldwide lucky trades. So there has been some updates in Pokemon Go that has hinted from a minor standpoint that this could be a part of the game. I think that this might be coming in levels 70 through 80 once you do hit that, because they already talked about having increased lucky friendship ability once you hit these top levels, which is a great incentive, and I'm really excited about that. That also you might be able to unlock maybe once a week or whatever that situation is, that you could do a worldwide trade, because man, if I look at my friends, I have 233 lucky friends, and 99% of those do not live close enough for me to be able to trade on a daily basis, and most of these I would say 80%, I have never even had the opportunity to meet in person and to trade, which is a real big bummer. Number 15, one of the biggest things in the game that we don't have is the ability to be able to lock a Pokemon, especially for the Shadow Pokemon. I want to be able to lock my shiny Shadow Mewtwo, so that Pokemon cannot be clicked on anywhere on that screen from a purification standpoint, from a power-up standpoint, whatever that is. There should be a little lock button up in the corner so that when you click on that button, that Pokemon stays locked and I cannot accidentally purify it or have somebody accidentally purify it. And then I could even have something where I put in a code, a PIN code, similar to as unlocking your phone, that would unlock that Pokemon so that somebody random can't also unlock my Pokemon. Let's say if I had my kid playing my game and they go in there, which I have heard before, and they started purifying Pokemon, they don't do that because then I would feel safe about giving my child my phone to look around and play Pokemon Go. And oftentimes when I do that, I get very nervous on what they're doing and I have to stand and hover over them because there are valuable Pokemon in there. By 2 clicks of a button could change that entire Pokemon's rarity. Number 16, be able to search through your friends list for more than what is currently there, which is friendship name or nickname. Guys, we need to be able to, hands down, be able to search for what level this Pokemon person is. Also, most importantly, how close to getting to the next level of friendship there are. Let's say Ultra Friend 1, Ultra Friend 2, or Ultra Friend -1, Ultra Friend -2. So that's 1 day away, 2 day away. Best Friend -1, 1 day away. Best Friend BF -2. 2 days away. Things like that. Those search terms would be radically important to help us be better served playing this game. The ability to be able to convert rare candy to XL rare candy. Even if it's a 10-to-1 ratio, that would be well served. 19, be able to hold more than 3 remote passes. Dude, I'm so sick of this in Pokemon Go. Why are we still limited to only holding 3 passes? Okay, at a minimum, allow us to hold 10. We can only do 10 remotes a day. Why can we not just have 10 remotes sitting in our bag so that we can do that and get it done? I just am still baffled by this system that when I'm going to do a raid, I click on this and then I get that jarring menu pop up that says you're out of remote raid passes. Wow. Can't handle it anymore, man. It is so frustrating, especially when there's a low timer on a raid that you're trying to jump into and you end up missing it because your item bag's full. Then you got to buy raid passes. You got to go clear out your item bag. Then you got to go back in. Then you got to buy them. Then you got to go back into the raid and there's 25 seconds and the raid's done. Number 20, standard, 2 special trades a day. Done. It happens in certain seasons as a bonus. It just needs to be the bench line in the game. We do way too many raids, catch way too many shinies not to have the ability to be able to do 2 special trades a day. 21, a shiny lore module, where I have 1 shiny lore module a month. That's gonna boost the shiny odds when I throw it down of all the Pokemon that are gonna come out of that. It's gonna be an hour long and it's gonna spawn Pokemon 1 per minute. Then, here is what the biggest thing that this will benefit. All the people in the community can come together and they can have their own shiny event in Pokemon Go. If there's 10 Pokestops, I can get 10 people for 1 hour, 1 time a month. It's not even that crazy. We could have this type of an event, which local people could drive their own events, and I think that would be super cool. The TM system is still ridiculous. Have a TM, put a regular TM. Allow us to just select the move, man. Like, why are we still doing this? I get trying to drive people to raid. I get trying to make money. But this is just over the top. 23, once you hit level 50, now level 80, you do get whatever we have in this battle pass, the infinite incubator that I've been talking about in the game for a really long time. Shout out for them for doing that, not for what I told you to do it for. Once you reach level 80, you get an infinite incubator added into your bag. Indefinitely. It is yours to keep because you grinded out so much of this game. You've earned this. You deserve it. Then in the battle pass, every so often you want to have this. Have an infinite incubator that is a premium incubator, not a regular one. Or vice versa and have the level 80 be a free premium incubator, not a regular one. And then the battle pass have the regular incubator as an additional one, which would allow you to have 3 premium incubators, which would be really cool. 25, we already talked about. 26, setting a tracking system in your game to be able to help you realize what's going on here. And what I mean by that, I love when we have events that have like the catch Pokemon thing pop up. Then I don't have to go into my bag every single time to be able to see if I caught a Pokemon, especially when I'm grinding hard. So having something where I could be like 1,000 excellent throws is my goal. Every time I hit an excellent throw, it's gonna track that. So I know when I hit 1,000 excellent throws, especially when I'm doing these grind tasks where I'm trying to hit 100 excellent throws, tons of excellent throws to try to get through the level progressions right now to get to level 50 with those bonus rewards. This would radically help me out by saying, okay, my goal every day is to hit 200 excellent throws. I set that as my today's goal. So every time I hit one, I know how many I hit, so I know how close I'm getting to that goal in Pokemon Go. And then furthermore, you could do a social system where I share I hit 200 excellent throws in 1 hour. Be like, dang, let me try to compete with that. And here are some extra ones that I did talk about. Invite friends before raids. When eggs are ready to hatch, you get a notification that you're gonna hatch and you could put a star piece on beforehand. Increase gym berry feeding count more than 10. Make it a little bit quicker. Spotlight hours should have a guaranteed XL candy bonus. Add avatar changes that are different body types and facial hair changes to not all look the same. And finally, fix the G-Maxes. Don't kick people from the G-Maxes and not allow them to get in. Even if you have to re-put in the max particles, that they do a good job at getting them back so you're not wasting it like the raid passes do, which is a great system. But still, they are a bit expensive, especially from the remote standpoints. So what you could do is when you are remoting, you could decrease the max particle cost, keep the remote raid pass by just a tad to help you with that effects in Pokemon Go. So guys, let me know in the comments below, did I miss anything? What would you add to Pokemon Go that I have not covered? I love you guys, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna see you out on the next video. Peace.